Hey guys, Carl here from GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to do another student spotlight. I'm going to help Sam with his picking across strings and with his pinch harmonics. Before I do that, please subscribe to the channel and please ring that little notification bell so you'll know where you're supposed to be notified at least whenever I release a new video. Alright, so real quickly, let's listen to Sam's video submission.
Hey Carl, my name is Sam Cupper. I'm a huge fan of your videos. And this is my little submission. What I need help on is double picking while having it palm muting and switching strings. So for example, I'll try to show you with my picking hand too. And that's about as fast as I can go. There's a song by Thor called Warhammer and it does those notes, but it does it like, like that quick. I just can't get it. And I've practiced with metronomes and I practiced slow and everything and I just plateau and I don't know if it's my picking or what to do, and also with double picking out of like a fast, like chord or power chord verse or whatever, so it's like, you know what I mean? I just can't get it. So any help would be appreciated. And a side note, I don't know if it's weird that I up-pick pretty much everything in pinch harmonic up-picking, so maybe you can give me some advice. I can show you what I mean. So maybe that's just the way I play, but I don't know if that's weird or a bad habit. But alright, well thank you very much. Take care.
Okay, so I think we got a couple of easy fixes here. So you're doing well with a lot of stuff in your technique, by the way, so that's really good. And what's going on up here when you're doing those little, I don't really know the part which you're talking about. So this little part, when you're hitting each note twice. Something like that. So now what's going on with your picking, what makes it really hard to do, is you're starting out well on the G string, nice and balanced. And then when you go over to the B string, you're just slightly angling your hand and basically reaching for the B string and then going back. So we have this G. So you see the angle of my hands set nice and balanced, and then I'm going to angle it across, slightly shift it downward to pick the B string. What that does is it makes them both feel completely different in the picking hand. Now, the way to really get good to be able to do not only across two strings, but any... whatever you want to do. Whatever comes to your mind, it just pops out of your fingers, and you're not really worried about where the strings are at. Is to have a very balanced picking hand. And while you're doing it, you can almost, it should feel like you're basically playing on one string the entire time. The thing that's getting you over to the B string is your elbow. So if I just did this, it's got some tremolo picking going on the G string. So as soon as you do that, now what I want you to do is move over to the B string, but keep your picking the exact same angle. It's a very small movement with your elbow downwards. So now the picking feels the exact same when you're doing it on the B. Then go back to the G. See how it's just a movement of the elbow. But the picking should feel identical on both strings. So then we start taking it down to doing just four notes. So the less amount of notes on the string, the harder it is, obviously. So, so we have that going on, and that is just, it feels exactly the same on every string. It's almost like I can just do this. Just reconnect with what it feels like on one string, and then make it feel the same. It's just your hand is kind of moving over to the next one. And then we get to the twos there. So you can take it however fast you want. It's literally as fast as you can play on one string. You can get your tremolo picking going. With this just slight movements of the elbow, you'll be able to pick. What I want you to notice on that picking when I'm doing anything is that the angle that my pick is at never changes. I'm just always like this, and I'm just dragging it across with my elbow. Very small movement in the elbow. It's what it takes. Obviously, it's a very small distance from one string to the next. So do that instead of adjusting your pick angle and reaching for the next string. Keep your pick nice and balanced. Work on that tremolo picking. It'll literally make it feel like you're still doing everything on one string, but miraculously you're at the next string because your elbow moved there, then your back, and it's just a tiny movement to go back and forth. Now you mentioned pinch harmonics. Now this pinch harmonic thing, I can see that you said you're doing upstrokes and you're getting them with your index finger, doing like this. I don't really know how. Depending on how you're holding your pick, you don't want not a lot to change in your picking hand when you're doing a pinch harmonic. So if I'm picking a note and then I do a pinch harmonic with, you barely see any difference. So what it is you need to get your thumb, if the pick's at the proper angle, which is kind of like, you see how your arm's coming down at a 45-degree angle, and the pick should also be angled like that. So it cuts through the string nice and easy. But you notice that kind of puts my thumb in front of the pick. That's why it's easier for this, because what you were doing is you were reversing that and throwing your index finger out in front of the pick. But what you want to do is just be able to, I might slightly roll over onto the thumb a little bit just so I can make sure I catch it. And I hit the string right there on the edge of my thumb with the string behind it. So here's picking normal. And I might slightly rotate so the thumb can go down and hit the string. And as long as it's over one of those harmonic node points, it really becomes something you don't even think about. It's like a natural thing. It's like you really feel like you're just accenting a note and it pops out. And what it is I'm just slightly moving my thumb over so it's actually contacting the string. And like I said, if your pick is at the right angle, your thumb's over here, not back here, or like this, or parallel. It's angled like this, so it's sitting in front of this pick anyway. So you move down, and you should be able to just easily just bring it down a little bit further than usual. And then when you want a normal note, it's like this. I mean, literally the difference is like not even like a 16th of an inch. So it becomes really, pinch harmonics is a technique that a lot of people they just kind of discover by accident, and it's kind of the best way because then you get to feel what it was, and then you can do them at will whenever you want. But yeah, I think if you work on that a little bit, and then be able to just kind of keep that thumb in front of the pick and just slightly bring the thumb over onto the string, and then pick like normal, you'll be sounding like Zach Wild in no time. Actually, you're never going to sound like Zach Wild. That guy's nuts with his pinch harmonics. Anyway, so I hope this helped. And anybody else that wants me to help them with their technique or whatever's going on, theory questions or whatever, just submit your video at the Student Spotlight section at guitarlessons365.com. I'll see you then.